Okay. Hello. I'm just gonna check if I'm live. Am I live? I hope I'm live. Says I should be live. Okay, I think I'm live now. Okay, let's go. Okay, so uh, hello. I'm Mr. K Mushroom. Oh, I good morning, evening, afternoon, night, depending on where you're from. I'm Mr. K Mushroom, and I'll be playing Cinderella Phenomenon today. I'm just going to look at my stream on another device so that I can actually see chat. Yay! Okay, I'm in chat. Let's go. So we'll just continue from where we left off last time, which is here. When I returned to the Martian later that night, my hands were scratched and I think I might have bruises on my arms. I don't quite remember what happened here. Klaude was not joking when he said he would not go easy on me. Okay, Klaude is Karma, and he was training her, I think. It's what I guess. It's been a while. But he did compliment me more than once. Oh? Lucid, I've hit you a few times and you haven't uttered a single complaint. Impressive. Crying is for the weak. Though everyone should be sleeping, I notice that the light is still on at the tavern. I see Julian and Garland up and at the table, speaking with each other and laughing. If Claude had come back with me, he would be happy to see this. You two are still up? They're not even surprised when they turn to face me. Good days like this are even better when stretched. I haven't been off duty in a long time. Did you both have a good time tonight? It was great. Garland knows all these little places in the town that I've never even heard of before. I noticed that Julian is more energetic than usual. Her smile a little wider than usual. This is kind of loud. Just reducing my volume here. Sorry, like the game's volume. Oh, no. I wonder if she's drunk. I'm going to get another drink. Okay, she's drunk. Another drink. Garland leans in towards me, his voice hushed. We already bought a replacement bottle when we were out today. We should never take anything from the Martian without money. Right, is Julian drunk? Oh no, Princess, tipsy. It's like a buzz, fades a lot quicker. Okay. Garland and I watch Julian as she refills her glass at the bar. I have to thank you, Princess. I never would have asked her out if you and Kama hadn't insisted on it. Okay. So he told her? Garland looks at me with a pleased smile. Okay. I'll take that as a yes. Yeah. She didn't really realize until much later. I just asked her out for food and she thought that's all it was. Maybe Julian really did need to be told bluntly. What happened? I told her and... Oh, 1 second. Okay, I'm back. And... We talked and remembered old times. He sounds like an old man. He probably is an old man. I don't know. And held her hand. And I held her hand. Okay, now he's blushing. Okay. I noticed Garland flinched ever so slightly. But he is smiling. He looks pleased with himself. Okay. And the night's not over yet, so... He tails off with a hopeful smile before he raises his eyebrows at me. What about you and Karma? What about us? I've asked him to train me. Train, Princess, you have asked me to teach you how to use a sword? What's this? A princess going to pick up a sword? Julian returns to the table, but I am too tired to properly join in the conversation. I should leave them to their conversation and head to bed. I need to get some rest if I want to start practicing at night. I excuse myself to head upstairs. Oof. I'm startled awake by an excruciatingly bright light. It is momentary, and when it is over, I'm sitting on my bed, dazed and confused, my eyes burn. Oh, the sun. Well, it's not actually the sun, but you know what I mean. My hand flies to the pendant around my neck, where I see a second glass slipper with another piece. Oh dear. I think this is going to be the final part of Karma's route. Oh, we only need like the little shoebox area. There's another piece. But when did I do another good deed? I think it was with the confession. I grasp the necklace tightly in my hand as I make my way to the tavern. Everyone is doing their pre-morning chores when I get to the tavern area. I notice Karma glaring off into space and not far from him the two knights. They haven't been up all night, have they? I make my way slowly over to them. Even back then, you were like some kind of shadow, weren't you? You don't have to hide it. It was obvious you were tailing me back then. It was only because I was worried about you. I realized. You don't have to follow me, Lan, but I'm glad you did. Lan? Jurian. Oh, shush. Fritz used to call you that too. Lan is Garland's childhood name. He still gets embarrassed when I call him that. I see, so what are you talking about? Oh, we were just reminiscing. Yeah, I think I got it. Why did I add another syllable? Reminiscing. I look at the two of them critically for a few moments, waiting for them to say something. They both exchange a glance, looking at me confused. Well, what? How did your date go last night? Garland makes a sound and turns beet red. Julian's eyebrows quirk and then she laughs. Oh, it went well. So well, in fact, that you can see the two of us are still very much enjoying each other's company. Julian is usually busy taking her rounds around the Martian with a scowl on her face. She looks happier being here with Garland, more relaxed. Okay. You might even say we're dating. Nice. And now this guy is just so embarrassed. Okay. Isn't it funny how red he gets, Princess? You were blushing just as much yesterday when I... One more word, Lord, and I swear I'll punch you. The two of them are both blushing now, and this scene is oddly comical. Who knew that the two great knights of the Order of Caldera would be so easily undone? Both of you are amusing to watch. The two of them stare at me, suddenly solemn-faced. I suddenly remembered that one conversation the knights all had at the castle. They were talking about how they all had their personal reasons for being knights, despite the fact that they all served the king. I had always thought that Julian and Garland were stoic and honorable, that their only reason for becoming knights was a sense of justice. Seeing them here, though, without that stoic facade, they feel more like people. My curiosity is piqued. Do you mind if I ask what your reasons were for becoming knights? Oh, my father was a knight. He put his life on the line for this kingdom. Julian's father was a living legend in his own right, and he had the medals to back it up. My father wasn't around a lot, but I always admired him. Judging by the look on Julian's face, it's clear to me that she really loves her father. My mother died when I was young, and because my father couldn't be around all the time to take care of me, I ended up practically living with Lan and his family. Lan always got annoyed when I called him my brother. I mean, you're dating right now, so... Now I know why. Yeah. Julian wanted to follow in her father's footsteps. Then why did he join the Knights, Garland? Because he wanted to watch over me. I never knew you blushed so easily, Garland. Garland seems to blush even harder at that, and Julian's laughter becomes infectious. I feel amusement begin to bubble up as I watch the two of them. But a cold voice cuts through the laughter and the atmosphere like a hot blade through ice. Could he keep it down over there? I turn and see that Klaude's eyes, normally so warm, are cold. His usual smile is gone, replaced with a deep scowl. Oh, we're sorry. He's still glaring at the two of them. Oh, I can tell her about the necklace. Karma. I got another piece to my necklace, another good deed. Claude turns his gaze to me, but the frown doesn't disappear. That's nice, darling. His voice is calm but flat and lacks any enthusiasm. That felt lackluster and oddly disappointing. A good deed, congratulations, princess. You're close to breaking your curse. What did he get the good deed for? I'm not sure, actually. Maybe it was for helping Lan confess. I heard that you and Kama went out of your way to help make that happen. That happened yesterday, though. Maybe the magic was waiting to see what became of Garland and I? Claude makes a dismissive hand gesture from his table, frowning. If you do insist on being so affectionate, you should get a room. Affectionate? Julian's smile has faded away into a dangerous scowl. While Garland looks confused, Julian looks notably irritated. The shadow's still there on his face. Claude does not look okay at all. Oh dear. Okay, well, I will save this file here. And I will scold him. It doesn't matter if something's bothering him. It doesn't like him to be so rude. Irritation is no excuse for rudeness. Fine, I apologize. Happy? He looks at me for a few minutes, his expression twisted into a defiant scowl, but doesn't hold long. Moments later, his expression softens and he looks away, almost in shame. I'm sorry. This apology sounds real. Hold on, let me just make a change to my chat over here. Oh dear. Is it locked? I think it used to be bigger than this. I don't know. Yeah, it was like this size. I want to make it smaller. I turn this into 450 as well. There you go. So now chat should be on top. Test. It doesn't seem to work. Oh, I might as well go back to 900 then. We'll see how this goes. Okay, it works like this. So I guess I'll just move this like here. That ought to work, right? Anyways, now you can see Lusat's beautiful face. Ha. This apology sounds real. But still, why do I feel so disappointed? Silence descends for a few moments before Claude abruptly stands from his table. Excuse me. Claude turns briskly and heads upstairs, leaving me with the two knights. I wonder what's wrong with him. Me too, bro. You think I've been running him too thin because of practice? I do not think it's you two. I get the feeling that Claude holds himself back from saying what he truly means sometimes. Sometimes he acts strange, distant, and recently he's getting more and more moody. Princess? I look over at Anise, who's smiling apologetically. Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Broom is kind of getting restless. Time to sweep, I suppose. Or maybe cleaning will help get my mind off things. The rest of the day goes by slowly. I'm stuck cleaning most of the day and then serving later. At one point, I speak with Delora about the knights that had attempted to kidnap me, and she tells me that she and Puffy are meeting later to discuss their suspicions. I still do not understand what their suspicions are, when Sir Alcaster cannot possibly know who I am. My hands are sore by the end of the night, but I still feel like I can practice the sword. I notice that both Julian and Garland look restless too. Garland eventually leaves the patrol while Julian remains at the table, looking deep in thought. I do not want to bother her, so I decide to try and find Claude. I go to his room but find that the door is locked. Claude? Karma, are we cleaning tonight? No answer. My heart sinks. Is he not speaking to me? Did I do something wrong? Oh no. For days, Claude stayed in his room, only leaving when he had to be on patrol. A few times I saw Parfait go into his room, but she refuses to talk about what is bothering him. I feel so useless. When Claude did appear in the tavern or out in the town, he still had that terrible grimace on his face. Look, I really don't want to talk right now. If you're so frustrated with me, why not just ignore me? No, I'm not going to train tonight. I'm not in the right state of mind. I don't want to talk about it. Just leave me alone. Oh, it's like a montage. Please. Okay. I'm beginning to worry about him. Today I'm in town running errands for walls for Parfait. Oh no. He might as well save that, I guess. It has been almost a week since Claude started acting so strangely, so I thought I needed to do something for him. I know he likes dresses and he told me once that he likes roses, but can I really find something that will cheer him up? Perhaps he would like some jewelry? Well, do you remember what jewelry store Karma likes is? Where that jewelry store likes is? Where that jewelry... What does that even mean? Where that jewelry store likes is, bro. Okay, anyways. I don't go there that often, so unfortunately no. Princess, is this a good deed? What are you doing right now? Did you think this would be a good deed? Good deeds need to be selfless, right? Generally, yes. I doubt this will count as selfless. I'm doing this to cheer Karma up. That sounds pretty selfless. But it's also that he goes back to teaching me how to fight instead of sulking in his room. I've heard that Karma has been teaching how to use a sword. Why do you want to learn how to fight? Because I want to be able to protect myself, and it's not like I can use magic. At least sword fighting gives me an advantage. I'm sorry, Princess. I wish I could teach you magic, but it doesn't work when you're under a curse. But on your 18th birthday, when you become the Tenebrorum bearer, you'll be able to use magic. I'll instruct you if you want me to. That would be nice. Though that does not solve my current problem at all. What would cheer Claude up? Wallace starts chuckling beside me and I turn to look at him confused. Karma is important to you, isn't he? He's my partner and he's helped me. He's also been patient with me and smiled even when I've said some really inconsiderate things to him. I'm glad, Princess, that he's your friend. My friend? Claude does not feel like a friend. He feels like something else. Oh, Princess, is this the one you were searching for? Walls points to a peddler sporting different kinds of jewelry. And I instantly make my way towards it. I mean, it was kind of locked, huh? There are all kinds of glittering things displayed, and for a few moments I feel myself drawn to everything. Then I notice the price tags. I barely have any money left from when the king gave me that pouch. I cannot afford any of this. Maybe we should do our errands first and then look for a gift. Maybe we'll find something as we look through the stores. But if I don't get Claude's gift today, I might not be able to give it to him tonight. Princess? Okay, I will overwrite this save. And I think I will... Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If it bites, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Alright. Waltz has a good point. We might find something while we do errands and we can get them out of the way. And then we can get them out of the way. Besides, it's not right for me to put Claude above everyone else. Okay, that was the correct choice, huh? We spend a few hours gathering the supplies needed for the tavern and only then do we start looking again for Claude's gift. Princess, I cannot hold more of these bags for you. Oh wait, I can. I can hold more of these bags for you. It's fine, I'm used to carrying lots of bags. Does Karma make you carry them around? Princess, you really should tell him. You should really tell him off. He does a lot of other things for me, but next time I think I will. As long as he gets out of his room sometime soon, I really hope he does. Hey, Princess? But now the problem is finding something that he likes. What does Claude like? Princess! Ah. There's no reason for you to shout. Walt shakes his head at me, but he's smiling. Let me offer you a deal. I'll be back in a few minutes. One sec. Okay, I'm back. I think I should sound less nasally now. Let me offer you a deal. A deal? If you help me set up one of my puppet shows, I'll pay you. You earn money from your puppet shows? I get tips, so what do you say? I won't go easy on you though. Yeah, I'll help you. Why do you seem so surprised? I was just thinking that everyone's right. You really have changed since this. Maybe having Karma as a partner really was a good idea. Being partners with Claude may have changed me for the better, but I doubt I would have done the same. But I doubt I have done the same for him. I'm sure Karma would be very happy that you were buying him a gift. Receiving gifts from admirers isn't the same thing when as you getting him something. He receives gifts from admirers. For a few moments, I think about the women who chased us into town a few weeks ago. I feel a little unpleasant stab at my heart. Small things. A man will treat him to a dessert every so often. I saw a lot of it when we did errands together. I always make Karma accept those gifts without killing the man. Killing the man is dramatic, but sounds like Karma. He punched Rumple when he asked him to marry him. Joke or not, Karma wears his disguise to be convincing, but then gets angry when people fall for it. He's still very much like a child. You know how he is? Oh, wait, my bad. You know how he is. He doesn't like being flirted with. Also, do you know anything else about Karma's course? His course? He never really talks about it. Claude may be even more stubborn than me if he's not letting anyone help him with his course. Waltz and I continue our search for a gift. Waltz tells me that I can look for something a bit more expensive and that he'll just put me to work on another day by helping him with his puppets. I return to the jewelry peddler we found earlier. Hello, madam, sir. Oh, wow, I'm not feeling well, I guess. Hello, madam, sir. Oh. Look. I guess I really am not feeling well today. Hello, madam. So, what can I help you with today? Do you have any sort of rose-shaped jewelry here? This man refers me to a box full of many different rose-shaped earrings. He then shows me necklaces that I realized belatedly that it is as if I am searching for something for Miss Karma, not Claude. My eyes scan the glass, nearly in defeat, before a little rose catches my attention in the back of the display window. It has a chain connected to it, but does not seem long enough to be a necklace. What's that one? That's a simple rose pendant, madam. It comes with a chain, but it can also be pinned on the chest. The man takes it out of the display case so I can look at it. Okay. This is fancy, but not completely flashy. I feel a little click as I press my fingers to the pendant, and then I realize that it can also open. Oh yes, you can also put something small inside of it. This is perfect. I look at the price tag, and after making sure it's not too expensive, I pay the shopkeeper. Waltz pays him the additional fee, and then we walk back towards the Martian together. We return to the Martian. I go to my room to tuck the locket into a drawer before I head to the tavern to finish the rest of my chores. Just as I expected, Claude is not downstairs today here either. Judy and Garland have taken to training with each other. They seem agitated that Claude is not helping them. At the end of the day, I hurry to my room where I write a few words on a piece of paper that I put into the locket. A normal rose would have withered, so I offer this one instead in heartfelt thanks. I hold the locket tightly in my hand and start towards Claude's room. Which chapter are we in? 7? Why is my heart beating so fast? I'm just giving him a gift. I pause at Claude's door, remembering the last time I entered his room. I'm sure it's okay if I just go in. I open up the door to Claude's room, which is thankfully not locked, and step inside. Claude is sitting motionless in front of the mirror, shoulders slumped as he stares at his reflection. He's shirtless and there's a tattoo. It seems different. Claude does not notice me at first. I notice that his hand goes to the tattoo over his chest, and then I hear him heave a heavy sigh. Slowly I close the door behind me. It clicks, and that is when he suddenly turns to look at me. At first there is just shock in his face, and then suddenly anger. Again? Why do you do this again, Lucette? I'll start with this. I came to give him something, but I also want to speak with him. I haven't seen Claude in a while. Why? Because you've been doing everything by yourself lately? You've come to complain? No, I wanted to check on you. Princess, can you not read the mood? You could have, at the very least, knocked. Oh dear. Oop. In no time at all, Claude is suddenly right in front of me. His hands outstretched on either side of me, pinning me to the wall against the door. His face is so close. His expression is so fierce that I cannot even bring myself to think of a way out. Ow. My tones. I can't. The only thing I can do is stare at him levelly, without getting angry, without crying. I will not show any weakness. Why? Why aren't you struggling or screaming at me? That's what the Lucette that I know would do. Bro. Then you do not know me as much as you think you do. And you know nothing about me. I already have a retort prepared when I stopped, realizing that he is right. I barely know anything about him. No, I don't, but I like to. Why do you insist on poking your nose into others' business? Your partners. That's the only reason. It has to be. Supposed to help you, so why do you keep secrets from me? Help me? His lips quirk, but his smile is sardonic. Claude, I want to help you. In the silence that descends between us, I find that I cannot help but look at Claude's tattoos. At the thorns twirling around the rose, it is beautiful, but it also seems so lethal. When I glance at Claude again, he looks crestfallen, his eyes glittering like he might be on the verge of tears. Secrets are secrets for a reason, Princess. You should know that. If I could speak about them, I would, but I can't, and you bursting into my room without any notice only makes it harder. Heart of a what? Princess, you can imagine what this all feels like. What is he talking about? And that woman, I thought we were meant to be. And that woman, I thought we were meant to be. She was so lovely, her smile bright as the sun. Okay. Claude's eyes are far away. That's why never again. But then you ruined everything, Lucid. You cut me down like... I pushed my hands against Claude's chest, catching him off guard and forcing him to stumble back. I cannot take any of this. If I ruined anything, then I'll just leave. You can have all the time in the world to yourself then. The locket I brought for him burns in my hand and I end up throwing it at his feet. Lucid, wait! I ignore him as I run from the room. When I return to my room and lock my door, I feel so hollow inside for tears. It hurts to breathe when I think of Claude. I eventually manage to fall asleep, but only have snatches of restless dreams when my eyes finally close. Oh dear. Mother, are you and father in true love, like the fairy tales? I thought I forbid you to speak of fairy tales. Have you been reading them? No, mother, I overheard someone in the palace talking about them today. Then I shall have to find that person and make sure they know what an appropriate topic of conversation in the palace is. Okay. But mother, the true love in fairy tales sounds so nice. Don't you think I can fall in love with the prince? Fall in true love with the prince? Dearest one, true love like that does not exist. But the love between a mother and her child is the truest kind. It cannot be replicated by anything else. All other kinds of love is an illusion. My love is all you will ever need. Do you understand me? My heart? Okay. Oh dear. Yes, mother. Oh dear. That does not. Okay. Chapter 8. Oh shoot, this is like... we are nearing the end of this. I think chapter 10 is the ending. Keep your stance straight, princess. Jurian gives me the warning, but too late on purpose. I can see the smile on her face as she effortlessly slides past my defenses and taps me on the shoulder with her wooden sword. I got you. Again. For the last few days, I've been practicing with Jurian and Garland because Claude still hasn't come out of his room. The knights offered to train me, and right now they are teaching me about ways to hold a sword. This is slow, but Claude did tell me I wouldn't be able to master the sword so quickly. Claude... he made me so angry that one day that I could not even properly give him my gift. Yet I still feel sad that he is not here teaching me himself. Come on, princess, focus! I jolt out of my reverie and nod at Ron. I jolt out of my reverie and nod at Jurian. Nod at Ron? Who's Ron? What? Okay. I ready myself for the next strike and once again get tapped, this time on the hip. Garland takes over after Jurian and then we do rounds where I try to hit them with certain strikes. They're both good at teaching, but it does not feel the same as Claude's instructions. His lessons seem less like they were out of a book. Okay. Don't worry, princess, it always starts out slow. Lan was also just as slow at training, but look at him now. Garland whips his head around in Jurian's direction, his face turning deep red. Jurian, that nickname. But it's so much fun to tease Lan. She beams at him and then laughs at his embarrassed face. Our practice goes on for a few more minutes before the knights tell me to wrap up for the night. I think I'm going to stay out here for a bit. Princess, you know it's dangerous out here at night. If I don't return in 10 minutes, you can come back and check on me. Jurian seems unconvinced, but she eventually nods. Fine, but keep your guard up, princess. I watch the two knights as they head back. I see Garland put his hand around Jurian's waist, pulling her closer. I turn away from the sight, ignoring the heavy feeling in my stomach. I'll just practice the swing for 5 more minutes. The only thing I hear in the clearing while I practice is my shallow breathing and the wind in my ears. Something breaks my concentration, however. I see a glimmer of color in the forest and I instantly stop, my hands growing tense on the wooden sword. What was that? I glance around at my surroundings and then I freeze when I feel a hand on my shoulder. Okay, I think this is Claude. Karma, my bad. Um, I can feel someone's breath on my neck. This all feels familiar. Is this Claude? I recognize his hand. Claude? I lift one hand from my sword to touch his hand. The breathing behind me hitches and then stops as the hand slides off my shoulder. I turn to face him, raising my sword in readiness. But by the time I have turned around, Claude already has one hand on my wrist, the other on the edge of my sword. As much as I enjoy the feeling of your petite hands, Princess, I would say you just let your guard down. Claude. Claude removes his hands. Oh shoot, no! 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 No, I forgot to save it! Oh, I'm just gonna hope I made the right choice then. I'm sorry, Lucette. Oh, wait, where am I? Claude removes his hands, allowing me to lower my sword. I'm sorry, Lucette. I feel my breath catch up my throat and Claude holds out the rose pendant that I got for him. I feel my cheek flush. Okay, you accidentally left this beautiful thing in my room when I came to return it. Return it? Well, you left it in my room, so I only thought it was appropriate to bring it back to you. Does he really think I left it there on accident? Why would I leave it in your room on accident? What? I brought it for you and I wanted to give it to you, but you were acting so strangely. And Claude's eyes widened and the surprise was clear on his face. You said you bought this for me? Why does he look so shocked? Claude looks at me in awe for a few moments. His eyes go back down to the locket. He traces a finger around the intricate shape, his eyebrows slowly furrowing. It's a thank you for everything that you've done for me. Lucette, this is beautiful. He lets the chain fall through his fingers and stares at the rose pendant with adoration. I feel my heartbeat stutter as he turns to regard me with the same gentle smile. I do not think that was the right choice. I will go with the other one then. I guess I should attack him with this sword. Oh, no. Skip. Overwrite this. And I will turn and point. I'm pretty sure I recognize Claude's hand, but because I know it's him, I also know what he'd want me to do. I duck away from his hand and turn to quickly point my sword. The tip of the wood is at his neck, and for a few stunned moments, I think I won. Even Claude looks surprised. It really is him. It's really him. Okay. But then Claude's hands are moved, and he has only one hand over my wrist. Wait. Oh shoot. Hold on. I have a pretty bad headache right now. It's really him. But then Claude's hands are moved and he has only one hand on my wrist and the other on my sword. Okay, this is the correct choice. Alright. Good, Lucette. You realized you had an opening, but you broke your concentration. Claude removes his hand, allowing me to lower my sword. Okay, then I'll skip until there you go. He leans forward and my breathing stops as he reaches out to hold up my glass slipper necklace. Okay. He's standing so close to me. Oop. Yeah, I don't need to look at that right now. You really are a good person, Lucette. You completed your second good deed. I think some kind of congratulation is in order. Is there anything you want that I can give to you? I look up at him and notice that Claude's smile doesn't reach his eyes. He still looks so sad. I feel like there's so much that I want from Claude, but I do not want to ask for something that might make him sad. I'll go with I want a hug. Huh? Claude looks at me in surprise. He thinks I'm being foolish for making such a request, doesn't he? I shouldn't have said anything. But before I can say anything, Claude takes a step forward and wraps me in his arms. He pulls me towards him, and then in those moments of silence, all I can hear is his heartbeat sounding in his chest. I can feel his warmth all around me, and his fingers clasp gently at my back. I feel so strange. My heart is racing and my knees feel weak. And that was the correct choice. Let's go. Did I save it? Okay, I did. Something like this. He speaks right into my ear. It's a surprisingly pleasant feeling. Suddenly, Klaude makes a noise of distress as he steps away from me. All of the warmness that was pressed against me one moment ago is gone. Oh wow, what was that? Oof. Ouch. Karma suddenly stops, eyes wide. He puts his hand on his chest and takes a step away from me, his finger clutching at the fabric of his shirt. Are you okay, bro? Claude has a pain expression on his face, only making me more anxious. Not now. Claude, are you okay? What's wrong? Lucy, don't worry about it. He lowers his hand with a pained smile, slowly fading from his face. This does little to reassure me. Was it my fault you were locked in your room for so long? You look so pained to be anywhere near me. No, most definitely not. I was feeling under the weather. And also bitter. Bitter? Why would he feel bitter? But it's not for you to worry about, darling. For now, we should head back. It's late and you need rest. I just got back from patrol, so I would like to rest as well. Is there anything else I can do for you? No, sweet Lucette, you've already done enough for me. He clutches the rose locket in his chest and sighs out a little with a gentle smile. This smile feels real to me. This is a beautiful gift and I will treasure it always. Thank you, Lucette. Now shall we head back? I nod at him and we silently walk back to the Martian. Then we make it back to the tavern. I feel tired but also lighter than I have for weeks. Claude wishes me a good night before slowly walking off to his room, holding the rose locket that I gave him slightly tightly. Today I'm walking around town to do some errands with Claude. It has been quite a while since we've done this. Though we are here to run errands, there's also something else that drew me into town today. I'm just kind of curious as to how many more cutscenes we have left for his stories. I'm just gonna go to gallery. I think there should be 2 for the endings. Okay, so there's still 2 more cutscenes. Just to compare, I'm gonna go look at Rod. Okay. There's only 1 for the ending. Oh wait, this is the bad ending, right? Oh shoot! This is the bad ending! And this is just... okay. So there's 1 for the bad ending and this is the good ending. So yeah, we have 2 more. Okay, let's go back. I saved it, I think. Tonight though we are here to run errands, there's something else that drew me to town today. Yesterday, Waltz came back to the Martian and told us of an announcement the king was making today. Apparently, the announcement had been posted for at least a week's time, but Waltz had only caught up to it upon hearing about it from the crowd of one of his puppet shows. I'm not sure what this announcement entails, but I feel like I need to see the king and make it with my own eyes. I can see more people milling about than usual, which means most of them must be waiting for the king to speak. I have a bad feeling about this. It's not strange for the king to make announcements, but this feels so sudden. And with everything else that's happening to me, I feel on edge. Wow, listen, you made these bags sound a lot lighter than they'd actually be. Stop complaining, Miss Karma. You get valuable experience out of carrying bags. Seeing Claude complain is amusing, especially since I know he can handle the load. I feel like a servant. What does that make me when you made me carry all of these bags before? An assistant? I roll my eyes at him. We're both working at the Martian, you know. And then the thought strikes me. What do you even do at the Martian? Claude looks surprised at my question, but then he quickly smiles at me. I train the knights, of course. I also attract customers with my beautiful reputation. I start laughing and Claude's face flushes. Darling, I get the feeling that you're laughing at me. I wonder. We finish up the rest of our errands and then sit down in the town plaza dressed. Claude leaves briefly and he returns with a slice of cake for both of us to share as a snack. I have a lot of things I want to ask him and how he feels like the right time to do so. And now feels like the right time to do so. My brain has some kind of autocorrect. What is how he feels the right time? How he feels like the right time to do so? What kind of bro? Anyways. May I ask you a question? Of course, darling, anything. Do you enjoy dressing like a woman? I don't mind it, really. I appreciate the beauty in anything. You girls get to wear quite an assortment of lovely dresses and makeup. It's quite beautiful. I feel more comfortable in my own clothes, but I don't mind dresses. I guess if you've had to wear a dress for so long, you'd get used to it. I have another question. And what would that be? When I was in your room the other day, you spoke about a woman. Were you talking about the witch who cursed you? Oh no, the woman I was talking about. He suddenly goes silent and lowers his head. His expression fades to something more melancholy, and I feel my heart lurch. Maybe I shouldn't have brought this up. To my surprise, Claude continues talking. Shortly after I came to Angel, there was a woman that I met whose smile was as radiant as sunshine. She was beautiful when she laughed, and everything felt right about the world. Hearing her talk about her makes me uncomfortable. Am I jealous? Claude watches me quietly as he is measuring my expression. Eventually, he goes back to speaking. I knew her for many months. Time passed, and I thought we were truly in love. And then he goes silent for a few moments. His eyes distant, his expression pained. Well, something's happened, and I realized she only loved me because of my curse. She is drawn to me just as any other woman is. She seemed so genuine in comparison to the other women, but in the end, Claude trails off and lets off an exasperated sigh. You weren't truly in love with her? I was. I've dated many women, but I've never fallen in love with anyone who has honestly loved me back. So then the last person he loved was that one woman. Claude looks at me for a few moments. He does not speak. Lucette, do you mind if I ask you a question? No, I don't mind. Have you ever loved anyone? My mother, of course. I knew she was going to say that. I was referring to a romantic kind of love. Romantic kind of love. What does that kind of love even feel like? Allow me to enlighten you. He smiles at me and it is surprisingly genuine. I feel like I sound like that nerd emoji right now, but I can't help it. He smiles at me and it is surprisingly genuine. It can feel simultaneously like floating and sinking. Your heart stutters and you worry about small things, about offending this person in some way. You wonder if they like it when you're wait, what? Hold on. I'm squeezing my brain real quick. Not really, but it feels like it. Okay. You wonder if they like what you're wearing, or if you would prefer a sandwich to a casserole when you treat them for dinner. You begin to find beauty in all the things that they do. Their presence makes you feel complete in a way that you have never thought of before. You try to imagine life without this person and find that you cannot to even consider such a thing as painful, so much so that it feels like it might break your heart. Claude continues talking, but my mind is already whirling. Though he phrases things in a way that feels unnecessarily dramatic, I feel a tinge of familiarity. The things he's describing, those are things I feel when I'm with him. Okay. Before he could say anything, we hear the sound of hooves and both of us turn. I can see a procession of knights along with the king on his horse. Oop. He normally rides into town like this. But tonight he is not smiling, and there are way too many knights riding with him. And is that Sir Alcaster? Let us go to a place to stand and watch. Let's go find a place to stand and watch. As you wish. Klaude walks with me into the crowd, gathering around the king, and we find a spot to speculate at the very edge, closer to the alleyways. My beloved citizens of Angier, I have come before you today to make an important announcement. Ever since I was given this crown, I was sworn to live my life for the people and to rule in all fairness so that our kingdom could enjoy great peace. The crowd breaks into applause. Okay. I stare at the king, an uneasy feeling in my stomach when I notice that there is sadness in his eyes though he is smiling. Then I notice that Sir Alcaster appears to be hiding a smile. I do not like where this is going. Oh god, not this guy. The king's speech goes on for long minutes after that. With him detailing the commitments he made, the goals he set, and finally his love for the people. He's going to step down, isn't he? The audience around us claps and cheers, but Klaude and I are silent. Something is not right. An order responds. To this day I keep his promise. I would never break his oath, for it is the foundation of which I rule. The audience claps again, but I am silent, watching the king intently. Unfortunately, the unwelcome news that I bring to you today gives me reason to hand this foundation over to someone else. I have fallen terminally ill. The king's proclamation is met. The king's proclamation is met with shocked and angry chattering from the audience. I cannot hear anything that is being said over the cacophony of voices, but I know that the audience is dissenting. I stiffen as I stare at the king. He is lying. I can tell by the firm set on his jaw and the way his eyes flickers across the crowd faster than they ought to. This king has lied to me so many times before that I can recognize when he does it. I know that this unfortunate news might come as a shock, but it is an illness for which there is no current cure. As for the question of my successor, he trails off for a few moments. But I see something in his eyes that hints at urgency, but I am not sure why. Crown Princess Emmeline is unmarried and still too young to rule on her own. I feel a pang of irritation and confusion. Another lie. Emmeline could rule just fine with the help of Sir Maithros and the others. After much thought, I have come to the conclusion that our kingdom, which still continues to face danger from the witches, is best put in the capable hands of the commander of the Order of Caldera, Sir Alcaster. What? I cannot hide my shock. The rest of the audience react similarly. Their sudden outburst a testament to their confusion. While I will be providing support and assistance from the sidelines, I cannot in all good grace continue to wear this crown when I know I cannot serve my people as they deserve. Simply put, I believe that the witches have gained more power in recent months and that Sir Alcaster is best suited to deal with these conflicts. The fairy tale curse runs more rampant these days, and there have been more reports of incidents involving magic. The murmuring continues, except now the townsfolk sound panicked. This cannot be true. I do not miss the reluctance of the king's next words. Sir Alcaster has also suggested a number of remedies to our laws, especially concerning our security and work hours. I believe that Sir Alcaster can better rule this country in these turbulent times. Please show him all the love and loyalty you have shown me. That bastard! Klaude has a foul expression on his face, and his words feel heavy, even in a low whisper. I know the king. He takes every duty upon himself and would never hand his crown to someone else. Once Sir Alcaster comes to stand on the podium, he silences them with a glare. Citizens of Angel, I swear to you that I will serve you as well as Gennaro has. That being said, I also believe some changes will need to be made. So Alcaster continues to speak. He mentions things like curfews for safety, extended work hours, and additional taxes to go towards the knights. But I'm slowly beginning to block out the tone of his voice. What's going on, sir? No, Alcaster must have done something to force the king into his charade. The king stands behind Alcaster with his hands clasped. His eyes are alert and there is a helplessness to them that I've never seen before. I'll be back real quick. I need to blow my nose. The king stands with. Okay, I'm back. I should have said that first. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me just check something real quick. Okay. The king stands behind Alcaster with his hands clasped. His eyes are alert, but there is a helplessness to them, and I have never seen before. It isn't long before the crowd's unsettled murmuring becomes agitated whispering. I'm stunned when Klaude cups his hands to his mouth and starts shouting. There's only one king, King Gennaro. Klaude grips my hand and starts leading me around the outskirts so that people cannot spot him as he continues to shout. The crowd begins to chant along with Klaude, and then they draw nearer to the stage where my father and Alcaster are standing. There's only one king, King Gennaro. There's only one king, King Gennaro. Okay, fine. Let's go, Lucette. The crowd is right next to the platform now, and the chant carries on. Klaude pulls me behind him, but my mind is on my father and on his desperate eyes. Oh dear. Hours later, the Martian's tavern is chaotic. People are talking over each other, trying to relay the scene that they saw in town today. Every visitor there is talking about what they witnessed. I've been in a corner of the room this entire time, trying to understand everyone but failing. Delora and Parfait are not here to claim all of this chaos. Hey princess, how are you feeling? I almost jump when I hear Rumpel's voice. Surprised? I can feel when a damsel is in distress, my lady. I'm not really in the mood for your flirting, Rumpel. Oh, my apologies. I thought you might have wanted some cheering up. Where's your partner? He went out of town to survey the situation. Karma doesn't do anything around the tavern, but he does a whole lot for you, doesn't he? I suppose that's the least a man in love can do. I feel myself blush. What is Rumpel going on about? Princess, you're pink. I am not. My mind feels all scrambled now. This is all Rumpel's fault. Thankfully, before Rumpel can continue talking, the door opens and Delora walks inside to call all the Martian boarders into the reception room. When I step into the reception room, I'm surprised to see two familiar figures standing beside Parfait. Emmeline and Rod. Both of them look downtrodden and discouraged. Everyone is noticeably shocked as they step inside. The prince and princess, where did they come from? What is happening at the palace? And what of Queen Ophelia? We need silence in the room, everyone. Delora raises her voice, effectively causing everyone to pause. She glances at Parfait, who nods and then turns to look at Rod and Emmeline. Princess Emmeline, if you would tell everyone what you told Delora and I. The room is unnaturally quiet as Emmeline begins the story. He starts with the event of 1 week ago. In the middle of a family dinner, Alcaster burst in with soldiers and seized her, Rod, and Ophelia in front of the king. So Alcaster said if the king didn't hand over his crown, he would kill us. We had no idea a coup would be staged. The 3 of them were taken down to prison cells, with Ophelia taken to a separate cell. So Fitzgerald helped us escape, but only just barely. Fritz, are you openly disobeying your father? I hope that he is safe. Alcaster wanted to kill the king, and I'm sure that he still will. But he has no reason to. The king has already handed over the crown. I speak before even realizing. Everyone stares at me, including Rod and Emmeline. Alcaster is a foul man. I only think he usurped the throne now without violence because he wants less resistance from the people. He never spoke up to my father before. Did he just say father? It's a long story, Emily looks between Rod and I, her expression confused. You know each other? We do. Emily looks like she wants to say something, but she remains silent. Our mother is still inside the palace. We need to save her somehow, and so Fitzgerald. What happened to Fritz? We don't know. He helped us escape, and we were spotted at the last minute. He helped us escape, but we were spotted at the last minute. He told us to run ahead and leave him behind. We didn't see him after that, and we couldn't just wait, so Rod brought me here. Right now, we need to piece together this situation as quickly as we can, and we need to figure out a way to save the king. I knew Alcaster was up to something, but I never thought it would escalate into this. Julian, what do you know about this? Garland and I weren't stripped off our title because we disobeyed Alcaster's orders. It was because we overheard Alcaster plotting something and tried to tell the king of his plot. We gave him a warning, but the king did not believe us, nor with Alcaster and Mithros whispering in his ears. The king didn't think Alcaster was possible of such a behavior. Or such a betrayal. Did I say behavior? Oh my god. The king didn't think Alcaster was possible of such a betrayal. He thought we were trying to turn him against Alcaster for our own game. So Alcaster stripped us of our title and banished us from the palace. Lady Parfait found us, and while we were happy to help at the tavern, we also intended to eventually do something about the mess in the palace. So Alcaster has been planning to do this all this time. When we part for the night, Parfait and Delora take Rod and Emily into a room that they can share. It has been decided that they will be harbored here at the Martian, a place that Emmeline apparently knew about but never came to because she wasn't cursed. Well, Rod did say that his family knew he was cursed. I noticed Emmeline looking at me many times throughout the night, but she never asked me anything. The next few days are a muddled mess. Everyone is busy trying to find out what happened and what can be done to help the king. I was sweeping the tavern half-heartedly one day, my thoughts on everything but my chores. Everyone's been trying to do something but to help out in the last few days. Though I have gone on quite a few trips into town with Klaude to search for information, I haven't been able to find much. I feel so useless. I am finally on my break, so I decided to go into the reception room to rest. Oh no. When I step inside, I notice Emmeline sitting on the couch. She waves me over as soon as she sees me. She hasn't really openly spoken to me since she's been here. Parfait and Delora have been trying to hide her, so as to not cause a ruckus in the Martian. Rumors are dangerous now. Oh. To Lucette, right? Yes. Rod told me about your curse. He said that you are the king's blood daughter. I'm really sorry. I'm shocked by Emmeline's sudden outburst. What? I didn't mean to, but I took your place. How could I forget my own sister? We're not blood related. That doesn't matter. I would love you regardless. Honestly, Emmeline the vote for you. Emmeline was always trying to take me out and do things with me back when I was still in the palace. I distanced myself from her because I thought the king loved her more than he loved me. But I still think that maybe he does. We weren't close. I barely spoke to you or to Rod. Didn't he tell you that? He did. But perhaps now we can turn over a new leaf. Emmeline is as stubborn as always. I have more things to worry about than being her friend. I have to go. I walk off before the conversation can continue. If I hadn't been cursed and remained in the palace, would Sir Alcaster have taken me hostage too? The hours tick by, and as the tavern is emptied for the day, Delora calls everyone together to explain that she and Parfait have pieced together about the situation. Alright everyone, we've come up with some new information. The first is that Alcaster has cracked down on the riots in town. Anyone seen protesting his rule is thrown into prison. The king always valued the people's opinions. Alcaster does not want opinions. He wants to rule with an iron fist. Our patrols have shown that there is overall more security in the palace and around the town. They have been charged with keeping people quiet in whatever ways they possibly can. As we heard from the prince and princess, things are the most turbulent in the palace. The king is still alive, but it is unlikely that he will stay that way for very long. One thing is clear, given Alcaster's motives to take over the kingdom, I doubt he will rest until the king is dead. The king's men have turned against him, and even if there are loyal soldiers still left in the palace, we cannot contact them right now. Rescuing the king and queen will be on us then. We just so happen to have people in this tavern that have a shot at rescuing them. Prince Rod has the key to the secret passage we can use to break into the palace. Secret passageway? But only the king and the commander of the knights have the key to that passage. So how do they get a copy? Who's going to join us on this mission? Jurian and Garland both volunteer immediately, followed shortly by Klaude and Waltz. I'll go too. The room goes quiet as I step forward and volunteer. Princess, we cannot allow you to put yourself in danger. I look at Klaude, who's staring at me, shocked. I took up the sword so I could protect those I care about. Princess, you don't have nearly enough practice, but I can still help. I still have time to learn. I agree with Parfait, Princess. The palace isn't the place for you to try out your newfound sword skills. Then you may as well chain me up because I refuse to stay here while you all go save the king. Princess, while she has been practicing with the rest of us, she has been practicing with the rest of us. Don't encourage her, Jurian. It's not like any of us can stop her anyways. You're right, the princess is quite stubborn. Klaude agrees with Jurian, and I can tell that he does not like the idea of me going along with them. If only we had the time to get reinforcements from Karma's country. Karma's country? Brigantia. How is it possible that a Brigantian citizen can simply ask for reinforcements? Karma's the crown prince of Brigantia. Brigantia or Brigantia? Brigantia. There's something shuffling in the room as everyone turns to gawk at Klaude, Rumple, Anise, Rod and Emmeline. Rumple, Anise, Rod and Emmeline all look shocked by this revelation. You're the lost prince? Lost prince? It sounds like such a tragedy, doesn't it? Anise suddenly looks distressed as she fills her thumbs. All this time and I never knew. I'm so sorry, Your Highness. There's no need for formalities, Anise. But I'm gonna drink some water. I'll be back. I am the lost prince. Wait, where did I? But I am the lost prince after all. I keep my lineage a secret because right now I'm just a normal commoner. But you're the prince. Couldn't you still ask for reinforcements? Even if I did ask for reinforcements, I'm pretty sure they could never come in time. Besides, I can't go back to my kingdom yet. He cannot go back while he's still cursed. The conversation continues in a more solemn tone. Eventually, we start speaking of our plan to enter the palace. When the details are finalized, I repeat everything myself to make certain that I know what is meant to happen. Waltz will lead us to the palace, and then Julian and Garland will follow right behind him. Watching for the most immediate enemies. Leave it to us. We'll deal with any resistance before it touches you, princess. And Karma will be watching us from the back along with Delora. A witch and a prince for backup. Delora smiles dryly. Klaude rolls his shoulders. I'd like to think of us as more the closing act. Though if it all goes according to plan, we will have no need for either the opening or the closing act. It is a small task force, which is better. Oh, no. Which is better. The smaller the better. The last thing we want is to be noticed. We decide to meet again over the course of next week to finalize our plan and carefully survey the situation in town before parting. Klaude has taken to training me, Julian and Garland at the same time. Just the other day, he had us all attack him together. Even though I'm nowhere near as good as a trained knight, I still managed to hit him once. It feels like things are coming. I feel like things are coming to some sort of conclusion, and yet oh, hold on. And yet I still haven't done 3 good deeds. Today we finalized our plans for getting into the palace. We have mapped out where the king and Ophelia must be in the prisons, where the guards must be positioned and how we plan, where the guards might be positioned and how we plan on sneaking in. I sit down on my bed and I'm about to lay down when I hear something. Hello, love. My, you're red. What were you thinking about me? I noticed that he has one hand on his chest tonight. But then he has been doing that more often lately. I notice it during practices and sometimes when I catch his eyes. Is he sick? Darling? I shake myself at the sound of Klaude's voice. What if I was changing? You could have knocked. Well, you didn't seem to have a problem when you walked in on me changing without announcing yourself. That's different. He strolls inside and steps closer to me. He smiles at me mischievously. Oh, how so? Cat got your tongue? Klaude shakes his head, his smile softening. I didn't really mean to come in to disturb you. I just have something important I needed to say of you. Claude kneels in front of me and furrows his eyeballs. I want to insist you reconsider going to the palace with us. As Fafia and Delora have said many times, it will be dangerous. Nothing you say is going to change my mind. I want to do what I can to help everyone. Yes, and that terrifies me. Terrifies you? If your stubbornness leads to you putting your neck out there for someone, I would never forgive myself for your injuries. If you want to help me, stay here where you'll be safe. I am not some damsel that needs to be protected. Lucette, all I want is for you to stay safe, so that when we can save your father, you can face him with a smile. I won't be able to face my father unless I'm the one to save him. Stubborn as always. I sigh, irritation welling up in my stomach as I look at the look on Claude's face. He's calling me stubborn, but he's being stubborn about this. He said I've improved at my sword fighting. You have improved so much because of your resilience and drive, and because you're genuinely interested. It's because I have a good teacher. Oh ho? Your compliment is gentle music to my ears. Your compliments mean a lot to me, Lucette. My eyes fixate on a soft smile and at the gentle crinkles at his eyes. Our eyes lock for a few moments and I'm aware of a slight energy between us. Hold on. Is this part of the gallery? I'm just checking. Just in case. Comma. That was part of the gallery. Oh no, we only have one more. Oh no. Shoot. No. Skip. No, I want to leave. I'm sorry. No. Oh, enter. Please, no. I want to continue my game. No. Load. This one. Anyways, my eyes fixate on a soft smile and other gentle crinkles in his eyes. Our eyes lock, and for a few moments I am aware of a slight energy between us. I glance away hurriedly, not entirely sure what would happen if I kept staring at him. My heart beats unsteadily in my chest. Earlier today, I comforted your sister when she started crying about the things that happened in the palace. Emmeline, why would he comfort her? I saw her cry downstairs in the reception room earlier today without anyone there. She's a rather sweet girl. I keep thinking that the two of you are completely different. You're both strong-willed and stubborn, but she wears her emotion on her sleeve while you keep it all inside of you. I'm not hiding anything, if that's what you're implying. Mother told me crying was weak. Claude stands and leans forward. Before I know it, I'm in his arms. Yikes. Okay. Lucette, I am always here for you. I feel flustered again and my mind feels foggy. I can barely comprehend what's on my mind or in my heart. I'll go with thank you. You never need to thank me, Lucette. But you've done so much for me. It's not just the sword fighting, it's your patience, your company, your saving me when I needed help. That's so true. I'm pretty sure I'm the most selfish person in this tavern. All I ever want is things for myself. I've never thought you were selfish, Claude. He puts his hand to my cheek and looks at me solemnly. You don't think me wanting you is... Oh no. Whoop. Suddenly he steps back, his hand on his chest again, his breathing heavy. I stare at Claude with wide eyes. Claude, are you okay? I am fine. He sighs out slowly, but he sounds obviously pained. I'll go get Anise. No. I'm fine. I swear it's just a spell of dizziness. But you... He managed a small, tight-lipped smile before he straightens and shakes his head. His hands are visibly shaking. I must be tired. But Claude... Do not tell anyone about this, okay? I do not want them to worry. Why is he always so stubborn? He's obviously in pain. I clench my hands into fists as I frown at him. Why must you always be so secretive? You're keeping something from me, Claude. I'm sorry, Lucette. Claude abruptly leaves the room, leaving me with fragmented thoughts. Oh no, this is okay. We're here. Oh no, my screen turned off. Just in case someone comes to chat. I just got a welcome message to my own chat. Nice. I mean, I think that's what normally happens when, Oh dear. Today I will land another hit on you, Karma. If you can, darling, I welcome the challenge. Princess, the side is open. I bring my sword up closer to my side as Garland strikes me. Tonight is the first night I get to use a real sword as opposed to a practice sword. The sword of metal clashing echoes into the night. Is this what a real battle feels like? I have been practicing under skirmish conditions for the past few days. Since tomorrow is the day we enact our plan, we are doing some last minute practice. Remember, fighting back to back is better than doing it alone. Claude dodges Julian's sword as he speaks, but I notice that he seems to be taking special care not to look in my direction. He's been fine for the last few days, but I'm sure when his pain will return. But I'm not sure when his pain will return. If only he would tell me what was wrong with him. When Claude finally calls the end of practice, we are all exhausted. Good job, everyone. You'll all be fine tomorrow. Garland turns to face me, a soft expression on his face. And if it comes down to it, Julian and I will protect you. Garland looks over to his shoulder at Claude. Both of you, that's our job as knights. I'm quite capable of protecting myself, but I do appreciate the offer. It's late. We should all get some rest. The two knights excuse themselves, leaving me with Claude. Lucette, you should go to bed. Princess? I have a feeling I won't sleep much tonight anyways. Be that as it may, you should still try. I'm about to retire for the night as well. Let's see. About what? Claude takes a step back and I stare at his hand as his hand absently moves to his chest. Are you really okay, Claude? I've been perfectly fine this past week. He's lying, he's obviously in pain. Why do you have to keep your pain a secret? Why won't you just talk to me? I've told you before that some things are better kept a secret, Princess. Claude sighs out, then leans forward to set a hand on my head. Lucette, promise me you'll stay behind me if you're attacked. And if at any point it looks like we may not make it, you have to run as fast as you can back to the Martian. But that is cowardly. Lucette, don't you remember what I said before? Sometimes running is the right thing to do. Never run into an impossible situation. Instead, live to fight another day. Promise me that you'll stay behind me, Lucette. Please, Lucette, give me the peace of mind, okay? I cannot promise that. Princess, I'll be fighting right beside you if it comes down to it. I'm going to protect him. Staying behind him will only have him suffer because of me. Stubborn until the very end. I only want to be on equal footing with you. Claude sighs but does not say anything. Let's attempt to sleep in preparation for tomorrow. When this is all over, I'll pry Claude's secrets out of him. No! Sure, that was the wrong choice. Wait. Lord? I had to actually promise him. I promise. If it will make him feel better before going to the mission, I cannot deny his request. Claude's expression softens as he moves away from me. I'll stay behind you. Thank you, Princess. Let's attempt sleep in preparation of tomorrow. Preparation. This feels like a very interesting, very odd. This is like the oddest thing that could possibly be getting my tongue twisted. Preparation. Is it preparation or preparation? Prep. Well, I usually just say prep. Anyways. Tonight is a night and everyone is just about ready to go. I cannot get this feeling of foreboding off my chest. Everyone is gathered close to the door, ready to set us off. Everyone except Claude. Princess! Rumple suddenly appears and he's coming up to stand right next to him. What are you two doing here? Well, of course we came to wish you good luck, just as everyone else here. We'll be waiting for you tonight so we can celebrate everyone's return. Be careful. Emmeline, who has been everywhere with her brother since they came here, is standing right beside him now with a smile. I'll pray for your safe return. Her smile wavers and I can tell she's uncertain. She has the great knights of Caldera, 2 witches and a prince. She'll be fine. Rod's responses are curt as usual, but I cannot help but notice the hesitance in his voice. Hesitance or hesitance? What? Hesitance. Why did I say hesitance? I just made up a new word. Okay, fine. Anyways. Even though he stares at me without expression, I can see a tinge of worry in his eyes. Rest assured that we will keep the princess safe. We are not going to let Sir Alcaster get away with what he did to Angel and its royal family. Parfait steps forward last. She and Delora glance at each other, and I feel as if some secret message bounces between the two of them. Delora nods ever so slightly before Parfait turns to the rest of us. Her eyes eventually fall on me. Hold on. You have changed since you've been here, princess. Just your dedication and resolve never wavers. It has always been there, just beneath the surface. Stubbornness or resolve? It is as if Parfait is able to read my thoughts. She smiles as she sets a hand on my shoulders. Your dedication is very much like King Gennaro's. You're proud and honorable and always take steps in the right direction. This is why you know you'll be back tonight. Just as Rumple said, we'll be waiting for you, all of you. Stay safe tonight. I nod my head. As everyone gathered around begins to repeat their hearty goodbyes. It is Delora who walks away first. We will follow behind. The night has just begun. Our way to the palace gates is uneventful, but we pause some distance away from them to take shelter in a nearby alley. There are knights everywhere. Walls points to what looks like a regular section of the wall. There's the hidden door of the tunnels. If we make it right between the knights' patrols, we should be able to make it. On my signal. Claude puts a hand on my shoulder and squeezes it. It is an abrupt gesture and doesn't last long, but the motion calms my nerves somewhat. We will be fine. Our footsteps echo in the tunnel. Standing in front of me are Jurian and Garland. Those who are flanking vaults. Delora stands beside me and Claude is at my back. This small tunnel makes it seem like we brought a lot of people. This way. We silently follow Waltz's instructions. How is it that Waltz knows about these tunnels? I've already taken into account the guards and where they might be positioned based on Sir Prince Rod's information. We should be alright. Garland and I will act as distractions if needed. Princess, leave most of the fighting to us if there's any to be done. I know, I will only fight if I need to. If only I wasn't cursed, I would be able to fight to my full extent. I think you're still capable without your magic. Puppeteer. Without all of your magic, Puppeteer. Oh, a compliment? It's an honor. Miss Kama. I'm only in this dress because of Julian, you know. Julian crosses her arms and cocks an eyebrow at Claude. I wouldn't fall in love with you no matter what you say. That's what they all say. We're here. Suddenly everyone goes quiet. I feel a lot heavier as I stand on the staircase in front of me. This should lead through the throne room. I did not know we had a secret passage in the throne room. How much does Waltz know about the palace? I'm actually kind of curious now too. Like, how does he know all of that? Immediately after we step in the throne room, we split apart to avoid the guards' gazes. I stick closer to Claude and Waltz as Delora conjures a blanket of shimmering fog that envelops the guards. I watch as the guards' eyes close before they slump to the ground. Delora drops her hands once all the guards are truly asleep. Amazing how intolerant humans are to magic. Let's keep going. Getting through the palace is no easy feat. Always are very easy to get through before are difficult to traverse now with all the soldiers standing around. Delora casts a spell to silence her footsteps into quiet muffles, but moving is still difficult, especially with such a group. Eventually, we arrive just outside the tunnels that should lead to the castle's prison. I'll stand watch. Be careful, Waltz. I will. We enter another network of tunnels. Julian, Garland, after you. Julian glances at me briefly and then at Claude, who nods a little stiffly. We'll be right back. In accordance with the plan, Claude and I are left in the hallway point of the tunnels to ensure a clean escape as Delora, Julian and Garland continue on to the prison. They should be fine, but I'm still worried. My eyes wander to Claude and I bite down on my lower lip when I notice that his hand is once again raised to his chest. I find myself reaching out to grab Claude's hand, but he swiftly pulls it away. The glare on his face takes me by surprise. Why is he so angry? Claude takes a step to puts a hand to his chest and flinches as he leans on the wall. Not now. His voice sounds pained. What is he talking about? Claude? I just need some space, princess, but I'm fine. I cannot help but feel irritated at the way Claude has snapped at me. I'm so sorry, I don't mean to be this way. He tails off, his eyes distant, because of a curse, right? Most of the time he is sociable and a pleasure to talk to, but when he reverts to this state, it's as if he's two different people. I cannot understand why he's like this. Why do I care so much for someone who keeps secrets? Listen, I wish I could explain, but if I did, you would hate me. Or more accurately, you would be afraid of me. I could never be afraid of you, or why would I ever be afraid of you? What's there to be afraid of? Claude wears a pained expression as he looks at me. I see him once again, grabbing at the collar of his dress, looking like he's in some kind of quiet agony. That's what she said too. Is he talking about the one woman from before, the one who didn't love him? He thinks I'm the same? I'm not like her. Lucette, Claude's voice trails at the Oh, my bracelet broke again. I'll repair that soon. Claude's voice trails off at the beginning at the sound of the running. Claude's voice trails off at the sound of running. His hand moves quickly to the hilt of his sword just as I reach for mine. We can only relax when we see that it is Julian, Garland and Delora heading. Or we only relax when we see that it's Julian, Garland and Delora heading for us. Why are they alone? Where are the king and queen? They weren't in the prison. I have no idea where else they could be. Delora steps out from the two of them, her expression somber. This doesn't bode well for us at all. We can't keep sneaking without direction. That's a sure way to get caught. The words have just left her mouth as the alarm sounds behind us. Don't tell me. It's the alarm. Everyone draws their weapons as Waltz appears, running towards us with a harried expression on his face. The knights are on their way. How do they know we were here? In seconds I hear the clanking of metal, and then there are knights upon us. We are forced to scatter to deal with different opponents. A guard rushes at me with his sword, and I somehow manage to block his attack. I should be able to wind around him. The knight falls after I catch him from behind, and I give Claude an opening to attack him. Lucette, stay behind me. I promised I would, remember? Keep it that way. Let's keep it that way. A smile flashes across his face, and for a few moments he seems more like the Claude that I know. A knight manages to separate Claude and I, leaving me by myself. He grabs my arm. Unhand me. I watch in shock as the shimmering fog surrounds my attacker, his eyes closing as he slumps to the ground. He is only the first to fall. Seconds later, most of the knights in my immediate vicinity have fallen to the ground. I can tell by the subtle rise and fall of their chests that they are asleep. Sorry, I couldn't focus long enough to cast that spell earlier. Delora drops her hand and turns to address Waltz, Claude, and I. Head towards the entrance hall. The king must be in one of the central rooms. Julian, Garland, and I will head to the bedchambers in the east wing to look for the queen. Splitting up is not part of the plan. We don't have much of a choice anymore. If we are going to get the king and queen out of the way, we have to improvise. Now go. Claude grabs my hand and jerks his head at Waltz. Let's go. The three of us rush out and into one of the palace's hallways. I keep my gaze forward while Waltz and Claude watch for enemies on either side of us. On our right, Claude grabs his sword and moves forward before Waltz and I can respond. He dives low towards the soldier, his sword poised straight for a devastating blow. Knights begin to approach us from the left, and I raise my sword, readying myself. Waltz snaps his fingers. A flash of bright light blinding the men in the immediate vicinity, and I use the opportunity to rush the knights in front of me. I grit my teeth as I attack. Most of my blows are lucky. There are too many knights for me to be able to get the upper hand. There are too many of them. There are so many of them. Well, if it isn't the most desirable princess. I whip around to attack the man that spoke of me, but he is nowhere to be found. Where is he? Who are you? I wonder. Lucette! I turn and see Claude running towards me, a panicked expression in his eyes. I take a step towards him when a masked man suddenly blocks my path. Oh no. Who are you? I raise my hand, but the masked man taps his cane on the floor before I can swing. An incredible pressure blasts from the cane. It shoves Claude to the floor and blows me backwards. I hit the wall hard and my vision darkens. Oh no. Claude? Okay. Where am I? Why can't I see anything? My head hurts. Rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. I jerk upright at the familiar voice. You're the man who knocked me out. The man laughs and I blink. Hold on for a second. I'm just going to sorry about that. I got a phone call from an unknown number. I'm just going to check if it's a spam call or not real quick. Okay, anyways. The man laughs and I blink as I try to pinpoint the direction of his voice. Did he blindfold me? I command you to take off this blindfold. I don't take orders from princesses that no one remembers. But I am a gentleman, so I suppose I shall have to heed a lady's request. Gentleman? Yeah, right. The blindfold is abruptly pulled off and I flinch at the sudden brightness. It's this guy. Why, hello there, princess. My captor looks at me amused. He wears a crooked grin on his masked face and a cape on his shoulders. I forgot his name, actually. Who is he? Okay, never mind. I found who called me. Okay, it's not. It's spam. My eyes wander to the throne and I cannot help but gasp at what I see. The king is strapped to the throne. Hands bound, mouth covered. Your Majesty! The king pauses to look at me. His eyes contain a mixture of alarm and confusion. I turn to glare at the masked man. Let him go! No can do, princess. Though, don't you think he still looks regal sitting on a throne like that? I grit my teeth as I begin to struggle against my bonds. Struggle all you like, you won't be able to get these knots anytime soon. Who are you? The masked man drops into an elegant bow. I'm called Vag. Right, that was his name. I forgot. Vag? What have you done to my father? Me? Nothing. Well, nothing much. I guess gagging a person and tying their hands behind their backs out as something. Gagging? Are you working for Sir Alcaster? I don't work for anyone. I feel like this is actually Fritz. And that this has something to do with Fritz's curse. That's why he's one of the locked characters. So he's a mercenary? The door flies open and Sir Alcaster steps in. His face full of anger. Maestro was a fool. How absolutely useless he was. Vag gives a dismissive shrug. He regards me again with his mischievous smile. Why do we agree with that? While I do agree with that wholeheartedly, the man in the past here, that man is in the past. Here in the present, we have something far more interesting to deal with. Vag gestures at me. I glare at Vag before turning my gaze to Alcaster. I used to think Alcaster was someone to be respected. Oh no. Not anymore. If it isn't the princess herself. So he knew he obviously did. You remember who I am? Once Maithros made the connection, it was just too obvious to be false. Could Sir Maithros remember me? Alcaster shifts his attention to the king. Gennaro, do you not remember this girl as your own blood daughter? My eyes meet the king, but I see no recognition in his gaze. He cannot remember me. I haven't managed to break my curse yet. Why are you doing this, my father, to the kingdom? Everything I do for the kingdom. All successful rulers have run with an iron fist. Fear is the best motivation. Yeah, right. A king that is too lenient and does not inspire fear has no business being on the throne. But the people of Angia love their king. Before I had thought that the town people were despicable because they hated me. But now I understand those reasons. They might have judged me as my mother's daughter, which is wrong. But that does not mean they should be subject to a regime of fear. Your obligation as the ruler is to rule for the country, not the people. Not the people. Back when the queen was still alive, this place knew the fear of witches, and they were far more productive. Fear motivates. Fear makes a man. So, Alcaster, you better have a good excuse for interrupting. Your Highness, there's a beast. Oh no. I think this one is Karma, Klaude. A magical beast is rampaging around the palace. Is this the dead witch is doing? Dead witch? No, Delora's fine. She has to be. Out with it. Did Mythros do this? Oh, Mythros died? What? I cannot stop myself from blurting out the question. You killed Mythros, bro? He was on your side. But then again, in Rod's route, he wasn't quite on his side. So Mythros is a witch? Oh, right, she doesn't know yet. Oh, my bad. Yeah, we learned that in Rod's route. He was a witch, but now he's dead. He looks at his knight and demands more information. I'm too shocked to hear their words. So Mythros, a witch? Impossible. What of the other palace intruders? We managed to apprehend some of them, but we cannot get to everyone with that beast taking us out. That damn Mythros, still a pain even after death. What did you do to Sir Mythros? Did you not hear me, girl? He is dead, killed by my hand. But why? He was like your right hand, bro. He was helpful at first. We worked together to achieve our own personal goals. He eyes me cautiously. He wanted you, princess. Pardon? If Sir Mythros was a witch, that would explain why he still remembered me. Why did he want me? Who knows? It doesn't matter anymore. I gave him my knights to assist him in search when the witches could not, but in the end, that fool was too power hungry. You never entered into my plans. You would have been safe, princess, if you had just stayed put. But now that you're here, you'll come in handy. Alcaster turns back to the knights, who immediately burst into explanation once more. The beast is moving quickly. We do not know how much longer we can keep it from coming to this room. There's a beast in the palace and it's Sir Mythros is doing? I'm so confused. But what about the others? Are they okay? Let me go, Sir Alcaster. You are not going anywhere. Sounds like some of your friends are very persistent. They'll be coming for you, and when they get there, I will kill them. You, princess, are going to make excellent bait. You know, I like this turn of events. Kind of amusing. You, tell me what all of this is. Varg looks unmoved by Alcaster's anger. It is Mythros that summoned this beast, is it not? Then you must know what's happening. You're asking me, of all people? Ha! As if I would be able to answer any of your questions. You... Isn't that kind of an answer itself? It's not Mythros. Varg. Doesn't matter how many times you say my name, Alcaster, I won't have any answers for you. So Alcaster turns to me, his eyes manic. Whether this is Mythos' magic or magic belonging to one of your friends, I'm not going to let it live. Could Delora create a beast out of thin air? No. I'm pretty sure that beast is Karma. So Alcaster draws his sword from his sheath and curses under his breath. I squirm, desperate to find some kind of break in my restraints. Varg surprises me, however, by reaching down and cutting the ropes, binding my arms with a sword that I recognize. You have my sword! I stand up as quickly as I can and grab the sword from him. That was too easy. I eye Varg warily as his mouth twists into a smirk. What are you doing? Why are you helping me? Oh, help? All I did was cut some ropes. Besides, I'm curious to see what he will do with that toothpick of a sword. He talks like he doesn't care what happens. Don't think about it too much, Princess. It'll probably be a little too much for your small head. Wow. I swing my sword towards him and Varg catches it with his cane. You really think I'm the one you should be fighting? The door creaks and falls off its hinges. The knights tumble back and I hear screaming as loud footsteps sound against the hall's tiles. So what will you do? Run, hide, or will the beast kill you too? There you go. Beast. My eyes focus on the large figure entering the room. Though I cannot make out its specifics at first, the form grows more distinct the further it moves into the room. Whatever this is, I cannot fight it. There is a moment of eerie silence, and then Alcaster yells, and then the knights rush forward, attacking the beast as a collective. The beast throws them off with surprising nimbleness, his rage in every swipe. I dodge away just before a man's body falls on top of me. Over there, beast. Over here, beast. So Alcaster rushes at the beast. I finally manage to get a clear line in sight to the king, who's still bound and helpless to the throne. The king. I have to get him out of there. I run towards the throne, but someone stops me dead in my tracks. Saving the king really shouldn't be a priority right now. I grit my teeth and swing my sword at Varg, but he easily darts away from me. I should be watching my back. I would be watching my back. It is then that I notice that the beast slowly making its way towards me. Why would it be after me? Either I stay here and fend it off, or... So Alcaster catches the beast with a broad swipe of his sword, and the two are focused once more on each other. I glance urgently at the king and then at the doors. The beast moves again. I realize that it is once more heading towards me. There's no way I can help the king in all of this mess. I need help. I have to find the others. Hopefully Alcaster will keep this beast busy enough for me to get them. I turn and bolt through the room, weaving my way through the chaos of knights as I head towards the door. I glance over my shoulder one last time at the king. His eyes are trained on the battle before him. His hands grip on the arms of his throne, but there's nothing he can do. I'm sorry, I'll be back, but for now I need to find the others. I dart past the carnage in the room, stepping over and around bodies as they appear. Halfway through the door, the beast lunges past Alcaster, and for a few moments I think he might be attacking me. Stay back. I hold my sword out in front of me and then stand in a defensive position like Sir Klaude taught me, but the beast never reaches me. You've ruined everything, beast. Alcaster is suddenly in front of me, waving his sword at the best. I stumble back towards the door, my heart beating loudly in my chest. I have to get out of here. Chapter 10. Oh, okay. Where did that beast come from? Where is Klaude? Knights immediately rush towards me. I back away as far as I can without re-entering the throne room. Princess, come quietly and we'll keep you somewhat safe until this all dies down. I cannot take them all at once. Even knowing that, I still pull out my sword. I take a few steps back and then suddenly feel my back pressed against something. The beast stands behind me, its back to me. I stand in its shadow and I realize that if I turned around, it would swat me to the wall just like the rest of its victim. But if it's just standing there, together, the beast says nothing more. Though I feel on edge, there's something oddly familiar. It's Claude, yeah. Claude once told me it's better to fight back to back. I will trust you for now, whatever you are. I do not know if it understands me, but I can hope. It feels more like a human than any kind of animal. Princess, get away from that beast. It will... The knight never finishes the sentence as the beast sends him flying through the air. Why is it helping me? The knight falls like dominoes to the beast, but managed to remain standing when I strike them with my sword. Even just taking one down is so hard. These men have been trained for years, while I haven't had the luxury of a year. Out of the corner of my eye, I sense movement. I see a gleam of silver and hear a grunt as the sword is raised into the air. The sword is nowhere near reaching me, but the beast. I aim a kick at an approaching knight before whirling around to look at the beast. An oncoming sword comes closer to the beast's exposed back, and I know the beast will not be able to dodge in time. Move! I shove past the creature and catch the knight's sword with my own before it can harm the beast. My arms are shaking underneath the strength of the impact between our swords. I'm starting to sound like a robot. My arms are shaking underneath the strength of the impact between our swords. I feel like my arms are going to give out. Then a flash of light appears, so bright that everyone is temporarily blinded. It's going to be Claude. I stumble back, rubbing my eyes. From the sounds of it, the beast is continuing to drive back the knights, most of them shouting to each other to retreat. What was that? When I am finally able to see again, my eyes automatically land to my feet. I stand in shock. Okay, glass slippers. Glass slippers? I quickly reach up to my pendant and realize that it's no longer there. I completed my 3 good deeds. Lucette knows my name. I look around and realize that the beast and I are alone. The knights having fled. Does the beast drive off the rest of them? I feel a pressure on my back and realize that the beast is touching me. My first instinct is to run, but the words it utters next paralyze me. You okay? Every word sounds breathless and pained, like it takes too much to speak. It is worried about me? I watch in shock as the beast appears to gestures towards my shoes. You did it? I step back warily. What are you? The beast reaches out and I see something glittering in the palm of its hand. There we go. The rose locket. For a few moments my heart plummets into my stomach and my hands begin to quiver. What did he do to Claude? The beast's shadow figures curl over the locket as he stares at me. I gave that locket to Claude. The beast only stares for a moment and then suddenly realizes that his words, nothing more than a pain growl, does not hold any malice. I gave that locket to you? The beast slowly nods. The grasp on the sword loosens as I stare at him, in realization dawning upon me. Claude? Yes. This is your secret? Why would you not tell me? I could have hurt you. Claude had another form, a cursed form, and he never told me. Why? As my mind whirls, I feel everything coming together like the pieces of a puzzle. Secrets are secret for a reason, Princess. You should know that. If I could speak on them, I would. But I can't. You said, I wish I could explain. You would hate me, or more accurately, you would be afraid of me. All those times, Claude was clutching at his chest. You were touching your tattoo so many times before while you were in pain. The beast growls and the sound is surprisingly soft, almost a sigh. Curse. Then the tattoo was a warning. The first time I saw the tattoo, it was a beautiful rose. The second time, it had more thorns. When the rose became ensnared in thorns, did he transform? He always touched his tattoo when he came too close to me. Klaude, your curse did not make others fall in love with you. It stopped you from loving anyone too, didn't it? He mentioned that woman before, the one who he thought loved him but didn't. Is it possible that she saw him in his form and was terrified of him? If you loved anyone, you would turn into a beast. You loved a woman once, but she only loved you because of your curse. The minute you transformed, she was scared of you. Wasn't she? Yes. He sounds so pained. The reason Claude has been trying to hide everything from me is because he is scared that I would have feared him. That is why beauty has always been so important to him. But the curse cast upon him makes him both beautiful and a beast. I wanted you to love me, but no one could love a beast. Aww. His words are dwindling, but almost sounds like he's been suffocated from the inside, but with how slowly he's speaking. Claude, I've never cared much about appearances. People have worn masks on their faces their whole life around me. Claude, I take a deep breath and face him. I will love you no matter what form you take. I drop my sword to the ground and make my way over to him. I rest my cheek on his chest and wrap my arms around him. I love you. The room is filled with a bright but gentle light. It almost feels like I'm bathing in sunlight. For a few moments, I forget my worries. Everything feels blissful and quiet, and my heart feels full. Then moments later, I feel warm arms around my waist. I love you too, Lucette. Uh-oh. When I open my eyes, I still can't see anything, even though I know that the light has faded. That warmth is still there too, but now I feel it immediately on my skin, and I realize it is because Claude is hugging me. Not as a beast, but as a man. Did I break his curve? I realize this is the first time Claude has ever touched me for a long period of time without abruptly moving away. Tentatively, I move my hands, feeling the fabric of his shirt and the warmth of him underneath it. Claude? But before I can finish my sentence, my lips are sealed. I feel Claude's lips on mine, only briefly, but it is enough to make me suddenly feel faint. He pulls away from me with a brilliant smile. I've always wanted to do that. Okay. So said you're blushing. If I could, I would kiss you again, but you have some urgent things starting to. The reality of the situation begins to seep back into me. My father, Varg, Alcaster, they are still in the throne room. The king. Let's go, Lucette. While Claude and I rush into the throne room, my attention is immediately grabbed by the king calling my name. Lucette! He's still bound to the throne though. His gag is removed. A rush of relief floods over me. He's alive and he remembers me. My gaze is drawn to the two men battling at the base of the throne. The swords are locked together in a stalemate. Alcaster and Fritz! What has happened here? This is not how we gain power. I knew he would be a thorn in my side the moment I concocted this plan. Where is Varg? He's gonna be like, I am Varg. No, never mind. The only one here is me, and I will. Fritz's concentration slips as his eyes land on me. The opening is small, but it is enough to give Alcaster the opening he needs. Watch out! Claude is already running over to help. But even he is too slow. Alcaster disarms Fritz before driving his sword into Fritz's chest. What? No! Alcaster pulls the sword out of Fritz's chest just fast enough to deflect Claude's attack. As Claude drives Alcaster away from the throne, I rush to where Fritz has collapsed into the ground. His eyes are already growing glassy. Fritz, I lean over him. There's so much blood. I stare at Alcaster. How could you do this to your own son? Anyone in my way will meet my sword. Blood does not matter. Princess? I turn back to Fritz in an alarm. Tears in my eyes. Fritz, hold on. Don't speak. You need to conserve your energy. Princess, I'm sorry. Fritz, don't speak. I feel bitter tears stinging my eyes. I'm sorry. I watch as the life seeps from Fritz's eyes. I put my hand on his chest to feel for a heartbeat, but Fritz's body is still. Fritz! I glance up at the sword, at the sound to see Claude on the far right of the room, struggling to get to his feet. Lucette, watch out! I turn, but I'm not fast enough. I see Alcaster's sword raised high in the air, and I know it will reach me before I can pick up my sword. Delora! The sword falls from Alcaster's hand as a bright red ribbon of light twines around the hilt and drags it far from reach. I turn and see Delora standing a short distance away, Julian, Garland and Waltz all standing behind her. I'm afraid your performance as the king has been incredibly disappointing. Julian and Garland move together, rushing Alcaster from the same side. I see Claude moving in from another side, quiet and lethal. Princess! Waltz and Delora rush over to me as the fighting continues. Alcaster has reclaimed his sword and is trying to evade attacks from 3 different swords at once. The king... Waltz nods at me, his gaze lingering on Fritz as his expression becomes solemn. He walks off to the throne while Delora kneels beside me. Delora shakes her head, and that is all I need to know. That there is nothing more to be done. We will make sure he's properly honored, but for now we need to get you out of here. What about Ophelia? Waiting for us somewhere safe, I constructed a shield around her that will keep her hidden from you, and no harm until we return for her. Weren't we meant to bring the royal family back to the Martian first? Not when we are missing the king. Besides, plans change when there's a magical beast starts rampaging at the castle. Princess! I turn to look at Alcaster, who's somehow managing to scream my name despite the fact that he is quickly being overwhelmed. We could have worked together, yeah, right. Princess, we could have worked together. If you were more like your mother, you could have ruled with grace, beauty, and fear. I flinch back, and Delora's hand comes to rest on my forearms, her grip steadying. That is enough. I look up and see that the king has stopped to stand beside me. To my surprise, the king rests a gentle hand on my shoulder. His eyes soft as he looks at me. He said, we have a lot to talk about, but right now I have something I must do. I nod mutely and watch as the king draws his sword. He makes his way to Alcaster. Julian, Garland and Claude step back from where they have forced Alcaster to one knee. You are a traitor lacking any honor, Alcaster. You were the one that lacked honor. A ruler must have the people beneath his thumb. A ruler must lead the people, not suffocate them. His oath as a king is to protect them. You are no king, Alcaster. For your crimes, I find you guilty and incapable of rehabilitation. The sentence for the severity of your crimes is death. The king raises his sword, and I turn away before he strikes down on the sword. There is no sound or scream to follow it up. I turn once more to see that the king has pointed the sword at Alcaster's chest but has not killed him. You will stay in the prisons until the time for your trial comes. Though you may try to refute these claims, you will be tried as a traitor to this kingdom. and then you will be executed. Alcastar's shoulders fall, the gland never leaving his face, not even when guards seize him and drag him out of the room. The king immediately sends Julian and Garland out to deal with any nice or hostile part of a coup. Delora and Claude help with moving Fritz's body, while Waltz tries his best to fill the king in on the most basic points of a successful operation. Everything has died down a little over the last hour, but I still feel overwhelmed. I glance at Waltz and the king, who are still speaking. Every time the king sees me looking at him, he flashes me an uncertain smile before glancing away. I know he wants to speak with me, but I will talk to him after I can get Fritz's body out of my mind. It was my fault he died, wasn't it? He saw me and stumbled. Hey, princess. What are you doing here? I thought you'd change, but you still got some feistiness in you, didn't you? Many years ago, when the war ended, we were all faced with the feeling just like this, princess. We had lost so much, and the future seemed so grim. But now it's different. You have a future. You broke your curse, princess. That gives you some kind of hope. And in addition, you broke karmas. Memories of Claude's arms around me and his lips on mine come flying back to my foggy mind. My heart still feels tight. Wait. But it is a little lighter when I think about him. I wish he was here right now. How did I break Claude's curse? Claude, I don't think I'll ever get used to his real name. Seems like he hasn't told you yet, huh? I guess it's been pretty hectic. So Claude turned into a beast because he loved me? Well, I guess I could give you the laydown of the curse. Stop, desist! Delora has not even started to speak when Claude runs into the room, gasping as if he's been running through the halls. Curse? Are you speaking about my curse? There's no way he just heard us talking in the hallway, is there? Even I feel at a loss for words right now. I sense that you might be talking about me. The princess was just asking me about your curse. Oh, then I was right to come running. And here I was just guessing at what you might have been talking about. Come, I mean, Claude's curse was based on the tale, the Beauty and the Beast. Claude easily finishes a sentence. Delora holds up her hands as if in surrender. So eager to steal the spotlight. Well, you are talking about me after all. You always told me that your curse was just the Beauty's curse, though. Well, yes, because the other half was a little difficult to explain, wasn't it? He has a point, though I think he might have been able to save us all from trouble if he hadn't been so secretive about his curse. He really might have been scared that I would shun him. Allow me to explain, princess. In the fairy tale, a prince of a kingdom is transformed into a beast because his heart is as cold as ice. Sounds familiar to a certain... I see, princess, eh? Just trying to lighten the mood. Claude sighs. I would call Lucette something far more flattering, like my sweet beloved. We were talking about your curse. Alright, well, anyways, the witch who cursed the prince of the tale tells him that he has to learn to love and to be loved before the petals of a rose completely falls off. A rose? Yeah, she gives him a rose and she keeps it protected within a glass. Some time passes and the rose continues to wither away. A maiden finds the beast and eventually the two fall in love. At the end of the tale, she confesses her love to the beast and he transforms back into a human by confessing, I've saved you? But his curse is different from the tale. I know what you're thinking, but my curse was somewhat different. It was more complicated. The witch made it so I was both the beauty and the beast. She said it suited me because I was so vain. The witch constructed a very roundabout curse. Any woman who falls in love with me as the beauty, and when I transformed into the beast, wait. Okay. The witch constructed a very roundabout curse. Any woman who falls for me falls in love with me as a beauty. But when I transformed into a beast, the enchantment would break and they would become terrified of me. I doubt Klaude ever thought that he would break his curse. The love women felt for him while he was cursed was always fake. How could that kind of love hold strong when he turned into a beast if he was never true to begin with? Then you came along, Princess. I bet he'd just about given up hope and was waiting for you to dispel the curse on your birthday. But now here you both are. But the Ice Princess in love? Wait a minute. What a miracle. I turn away embarrassed. It's not a miracle. I'm very glad I met you, Lucette. Lady Delora's words are the truth. Oh no, I missed it. I just about given up hope and I never had any hopes of breaking my curse. I had thought the only way to fix it would have been to have you dispel it on your birthday. But then I came to know you and he fell in love, a fairy tale indeed. You started off frowning at everyone and everything. You've come quite a long way, Princess. Oh, no. Congratulations, you turned out to be a pretty okay princess. And you turned out to be a pretty okay witch. Casper. Do my ears deceive me? A compliment from a little witch? Right. You look so surprised, but you'll be the new bearer of a crystal real soon, Princess. I expect good things from you. I'd almost forgot about that part. I'll try my best. Yet another miraculous proclamation from the little witch. Will the surprises never cease? Before I can snap at Delora again, the king awkwardly interjects, coming to stand next to us with Waltz by his side. Pardon the intrusion. Oh, not at all, Your Majesty. Wait, I was recording, right? Okay, I am recording, but... Waltz told me that you were cursed, but that's why I forgot about you. Yes. Even if it was a curse, by a curse, I feel terrible that such a thing could have ever happened. So I will make it up to you. Okay. We can catch up from where we were many years ago, and maybe things can be different. I'm sorry. What for? For being the way I was before, for shunning Ophelia and her children. Oh. Ophelia, did they bring her back to the Martian? Ophelia is still here and the fight was over. She was thrown back into her room. She was shown back to her room. She's still waiting for Rod and Emmeline to return. Now, would you maybe be willing to tell me the story from the beginning? Perhaps I could fill in the gaps, Your Majesty. Claude? The king looks startled when he stares at Claude. He blinks as if he has just noticed his presence. Oh, and you are? I'm hungry. Claude elegantly bows before the king. I'm hungry. I am Prince Claude of Brigantia. A pleasure to finally meet you, Your Majesty. The lost prince? The king turns to me with a puzzled look. Claude surprises me by wrapping an arm around my shoulders and pulling me closer to him. Everyone looks shocked, except for Delora, who looks as if she's trying not to laugh. As the princess lover, I feel it my obligation to help her explain this whole mess. I feel my face getting hotter at Claude's sudden proclamation. All their eyes are now on me and I suddenly feel like hiding myself. Only Claude would so bluntly say such a thing. The king looks more shocked than anything. When did this happen? Well, Your Majesty, I think we had better start at the beginning. We were able to tell the king of everything, save for where Wag had disappeared to. That's because Fritz is Wag, right? I mean, I think that's the case. Oh no, wait, did I miss some dialogue? Yeah. Save for where Wag had disappeared to. No one was sure where he had gone in all the chaos. The night's searches for him all ended in failure. A lot of explaining had to be done, not just to the king, but also to the people at the tavern. As soon as everything had calmed down, Rod and Emmeline finally went back to the palace. I apologized to them as best as I could. They all seemed willing to try again with me. And I'm willing to try again too. As for Klaude, so you're going back? Are you sure you don't want to come to Brigantia with me just for a short holiday? I would love nothing more than to introduce you to my family. Mother would shower you with gifts and father would, well, tease you probably. He makes jokes frequently and Lama... What did you just say, Lama? He has a pet llama? My brother, Lama. Yikes. You just... Another acronym, where Kama and Lama. Does your father do these things on purpose? I told you he likes jokes. My brother's real name is Lance. I was going to bring you back and introduce the two of you. You could tell my little brother how very charming I am. She will not be doing that. Is it just my imagination or is there a glimmer of competition in his eyes? As much as I would like to meet your family, you have your own obligations here. If you need to let your family know that you are safe and alive, and you'll need to let your family know that you're safe and alive. But the thought of being separated from you... Claude sighs before he leans down and plants a kiss on my forehead. I'll miss you. You won't be gone for that long. Now that's not how you're supposed to respond. You're supposed to say, my sweet prince, I'll miss you too. Yeah, right. Fine, then I'll miss you, maybe. Claude raises an eyebrow at me and then smiles. I'll be back for your birthday. It's only been a few weeks since Claude left, but I am impatient. The king has been throwing grand dinners every night in preparation for my birthday, but I can hardly concentrate on anyone else when I'm thinking of Claude. I told him about all the smaller birthday preparations. I thought he would be there for them. My birthday is in a few days. Will he come back? I've tried to make myself busy, mainly by continuing my sport practices with Julian and Garland, who have both rejoined the Order of Caldera. Wait, what? Every time around the nights, I think of Fritz. I shall bring some new flowers tomorrow. If Claude would just return already, we could go pay our respects together. Hello, Lucette, my love, my sunshine, my beautiful betrothed. Okay. Claude? I shake my head and try to gather my thoughts. First of all, you did not knock. Second, we are not engaged. We might as well be, don't you think? At the very least, knock before you come in. Still, I worried you... Oh. You would come in the middle of the night or something. Would you have minded so terribly? It's not worth saying those things to you just to see you blush. It's worth saying these things to you just to see you blush. Why are you even here? His arrival is so sudden. I have absolutely no time to prepare. Claude sighs dramatically. You didn't want me back here? No, I didn't mean that. I mean... Wait. No, I mean, you're not even right to say that you'll be back for today. I just wasn't expecting you. I did say I would be back for your birthday. I'm a man of my word. Should I have stayed out longer? No, of course not. I grumble as Claude walks over to my bed, grinning. He sits down on the bed next to me and wraps an arm around my waist, pulling me closer. I sigh out and lean my head to his shoulder. It is a startling contrast to what it used to be before. If I touched him, he would flinch and turn away from me. Claude's whole body seems relaxed when I tentatively wrap my arms around him and hug him back. I knew I would miss you, but it was really terrible being away from you. But you enjoyed your time with your family? I did, and my brother was very frustrated that I spoke about you almost every hour of the day. I mean, how could you have so much to say about me? Oh, I felt like I didn't have enough time to list off all your virtues. I nudge him in the arm, but he just grins at me. A glint from Claude's pocket catches my eye, and I flush proudly when I notice the rose locket. Looking at the locket makes me think back to that night when he transformed back into a prince. Lost in thought, are we? I was just noticing the locket. You still carry it around with you? Of course I do. It's become my most valuable possession. He pulls a little locket out and pops it open. I am startled when I see the small sheets of paper with my own words on it. The message to him is still there. Claude smiles as he reads the words aloud. A normal rose would have withered, so I offer this one instead in heartfelt thanks. I say nothing when he turns to look at me. Oh, your cheeks are red again. Your embarrassment is adorable, darling. I am not embarrassed. I just didn't think he'd keep the words in there or that they would mean so much to him. Yes, of course, you just have exceptionally rosy cheeks, He pauses as he closes the locket again and looks at it fondly. I love this locket because it's the very first gift you gave me. He was holding the locket as the beast too. It was the half of the reason I recognized him. I jump as Claude gently taps on my nose with his finger. This locket isn't going anywhere anytime soon, I can assure you. I smile as he winks at me. Anyway, allow me to pull you back present. So I promise you no more secrets. Let me tell you something. Oh? Claude looks away from me, his eyebrows furrowing, and I frown. I hope it's nothing serious. I'm nervous about sitting down to dinner with your father tonight. I start laughing without even meaning to. You're laughing at my pain, princess? He pulls me closer and kisses the top of my head. But you are too flamboyant to be nervous. I'm confident, princess, not flamboyant. There's a difference. Right. Claude's expression grows more solemn. He looks at me seriously, almost sadly. You said, I still worry about lying to you. I'm still sorry about lying to you. The whole time I made myself up to be someone beautiful, someone I wasn't. I believe that I truly was a good person on the inside and I deserved good things even though I was selfish. He's already apologized to me before, too many times. No, that wish was right to curse me. I've always had everything handed to me on a silver platter. When I came to Angel, I believed if it wasn't going to help break my curse, it wasn't important. And then I met you. At first I thought I could just get on your good side so you could help me dispel my curse. But then Lucid, I realized I was drawn to your confidence and commitment. I could never admit that I was in love with you. I was so scared that if I transformed my beast and you were scared of me, I would lose my chance at winning your heart. So you see, Princess, I was selfish. I wanted all of you without having to give you to me, all of me. I look at where our hands are intertwined. I grip his fingers. I missed the dialogue. Tighter. Okay, fine. I told you enough times now that you have nothing to apologize for. But if you insist on apologizing, maybe you ought to do something to make it up to me. Those words are out of my lips before I can even think them. I stop suddenly, trying to ignore the hot flush on my cheeks. Klaude looks at me puzzled, and for a few moments I feel triumphant that I've caught him off guard. Then the puzzled look fades and Klaude just grins at me. Oh my, so forward. Forward? I open my mouth to apologize, and he suddenly grabs my hands and tugs me down to the bed. My instincts, Klaude taught me before fight. Oh wait, I am kind of tongue-tied. The instincts Klaude taught me in my sword fighting are quickly overwhelmed by my surprise, and in no time at all, he has me pinned down to the bed and is looming up just above me, smiling. Oh, okay. I'm disappointed. You knew my weakness and you didn't even exploit it there. Your weakness? Yeah. He leans closer to me and our noses almost touch. I'm pretty sure they are touching. My weakness is you, Lucette, bro. Okay, there you go. He leans down and our lips finally meet. I relax into the contact, my earlier tension melting away as the warmth flows through me. He pulls away and smiles at me. You see, I let my guard down in front of you. I let my guard down in front of him too. The whole time I wanted to do this, to be able to touch him like this. Okay. His fingers move gently up my arm and he leans down to kiss me again. Okay, bro. Yeah. The sound of knocking startles us both. A muffled voice comes through the door. Princess, the king is requesting your presence down the dining hall. He says that your friends have arrived. Princess? I heard the doorknob begin to turn and quickly speak. Yeah, I'll be there in a minute. I'll let him know, Princess. I will let him know, Princess. First the curse and now this. It's as if the world is conspiring against us. Be for real, bro. He kisses me once on the forehead before slowly sitting up and running a hand through his hair. I catch the mischievous look in his eyes as I smooth down my own ruffled hair. Don't worry, Lucette. We'll just finish this later. I feel my cheeks flush. You say such uncouth things. Klaude chuckles before he stands up and offers his hand. I take it and I smile up at him. I love you, Lucette, and now I get to say it as many times as I like. I stand up on my toes. I missed the dialogue. No! Oh, okay, it's fine. I can look at it later. The clock strikes 12. And here's the gallery. Tajina, Jessica Rose, Dao, background artist. Background music and SFX. MP visual novel engine. Oh, they had the theme. The theme is playing. That's a lot of people. Thank you for playing Cinderella Phenomenon. Okay. That is the end of the good ending. Okay. Daisuke. And I've got his achievement. Rosenfeld Bloom. Okay. Now I'll go here and I will choose. Oh yeah, I unlocked both Fritz and Waltz's roots. Dang. Nice. I will be going with Rumpel first before I go with Fritz and then Waltz. I'm pretty sure that Fritz is Wag. I've had that suspicion because they have the same eye color, but that's literally the only thing. Okay, I'll go with this. You've never done anything frightening before. You aren't a frightening person, and the only time you've ever frightened me is when you're like this. When you look like you're in pain and when you kept secrets. Secrets are my own selfish desire, but they're for your safety too. You're talking in circles, why won't you just tell me what's going on? Claude's voice trails off, okay, and then I just skip. We get to see everything until what happens. Wait. So it's still the good ending. Yes. Yes. Bro. Okay. So regardless of my last choice, I'm always gonna get the good ending. I think I'll have to make more than one bad choice then. But I don't think. Okay. Man, on the previous route, I kept getting bad ending. I kept getting a bad ending, and I was trying to get the good ending. But this time I get the good ending, and I'm trying to get the bad ending. But if you get the good ending, I think they play all the credits over and over again. Yeah, I see the credits. There you go. Oop. No. Okay. I see. Akire. Okay. I still have 3 more routes left. Pretty sure. I'll go with continue and I'll go a little earlier. Like here and make all bad decisions. I came to give you something. Is this so very essential that you once again miss knocking? Simple delivery? His voice slices through my heart. I wanted it to be a surprise. I'm not in the mood for surprises, princess. Oh, okay. No, sorry. Okay, and then I will just fast forward onto the next choice. I will put hand over his. Then fast forward. I've already played this. I want you to smile. Klaude looks at me, his expression puzzled. He chuckles softly. But I am smiling. No, I want a real smile, one that isn't so sad. How about this one? He raised an eyebrow in confusion. Oh, okay. And from here we fast forward. I'm gonna put I am sorry. For what? For my stubbornness. Klaude pulls away from me slightly and raises an eyebrow. He chuckles. Oh, but your stubbornness is one of the many things I like about you. My heart thumbs loudly. Like? Oh, I meant... Oh, okay, time to fast forward again. I want to keep practicing. Because if you overexert yourself, your reflexes will be slow tomorrow. But I'm nowhere near as good as Jury and Garland. You sure you won't reconsider going, princess? No, please stop insisting I reconsider. I will go to save my father. Klaude sighs and then leans forward to set a hand on my head. Okay, I'll fast forward here. I will say I cannot promise that. Then fast forward again. I'm gonna go with this now. Then fast forward again. And I should be able to get... Where did the beast come from? Nice immediately rushed towards me. Okay. I order you to stay out of my way. Okay. But we are under order from the king. Alcester is not the true king. What did he offer you for your loyalty, wealth, status? That is none of your concern. One of the knights moves towards me and I react on instinct, swiping at him. You might want to... Okay, I think I got the bad ending now. Do not antagonize me. One knight rushes me and my blade connects with his shoulder. Another approaches me from behind. I hit him with a bag of sword. Third moves too fast for me and I feel his blade cut through my shoulder. I hiss at the pain that stings from the wound. I'm bleeding. Hit him and then I bump into another knight. I'm surrounded. Just come with us, princess. We don't want to hurt you, no? Yeah. Getting closer. And then I use out of me. That stands. It talks. Stay away from me. The beast moves again and I stumble in place, struggling to hold my ground. The knight throws his words, the blade impaling itself into the beast's shoulder and giving me an opening. The beast's wounded arm swings into my reach. Wait, who attacked him? Oh, shoot. I shout, oh, princess. Delara would never create a beast like this. There has to be so Mythos is doing. No. Please even throw it and I back to my sword. Stabbed through the creature's heart. The beast collapses to the ground. I stand as it raises a hand to its chest. The motion reminds me so much of. Right. It was all an illusion. A glimmer of light catches my eyes and I freeze and I stare down at the ground. Wait, no. The locket I gave Klaude, why do you... Okay. Afraid of me? I told you. The beast stares at me unblinking, and its eyes are already beginning to haze over. The way it speaks and the locket it has. I look at the locket again, the blood sweeping underneath it, and I suddenly realize I told you the reason. You would hate me. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh shoot. I kneel down beside the beast. She killed him. Oh my god. I was wrong. No, no, no. Claude. I clutch. I look at beast. Claude, please, no, please. There's nothing. Everything around me goes dark. I killed him. There's a sound of footsteps behind me, but they are mute, unimportant. Claude, I'm so sorry. Oh my god. Okay, that's the end. Bad ending. Yeah. The E looks like an F, not gonna lie. And we got Karma's root. And I think we have him now here. Which is why... Wait, my saves are still here? Huh. That's strange. Okay. Well, the saves are still here. That's good. Well, I'm done with his route for now, so I think I'll start with Rumple next time. I feel like Red Riding Hood is going to be Fritz. Okay. I'll see you again next time. Have a nice day. Bye bye.